Vocal hygiene is a really important aspect of your voice and communication change. Vocal hygiene refers to sets of behaviours, things that you should avoid and things that you should add into your routine to make sure that your voice is at its best. The vocal folds consist of muscle and then a kind of gelatinous material and then some mucosal membrane which is very moist and sensitive. So if you vibrate two surfaces together very rapidly, as we do with the vocal folds, they are prone to be damaged, roughened up, and we want to avoid that to make sure that you have a nice, clear, powerful voice. Some of the techniques to ensure that that happens are around making sure that you are hydrated. So make sure that you are drinking about 6 to 8 glasses of plain water every day, and that you are avoiding things that make water leave your body. So diuretics like caffeine. So if you're a coffee and tea drinker, maybe think about switching to decaffeinated varieties. And if you drink alcohol, please consider either drinking alcohol that is less drying and limiting the amount of alcohol that you consume. So neat spirits are very drying because they have high alcohol content and they can affect your vocal folds and irritate them. So this idea that drinking, say, brandy or whiskey to clear the throat is a short-term effect and a myth because it actually dries the vocal folds. Other things that can irritate the vocal folds are very spicy foods and smoke and dusty environments. So if you work in industry or if you're doing DIY, make sure you use facial and nose masks. If you're doing things like sanding or decorating where you might be exposed to fumes. Do make sure that if you use any drugs of any form, any recreational drugs, that you consider your drug usage and the effect that that has on your body. A speech and language therapist, if you were working in partnership with a therapist, would take a case history, so interview you to think about the kinds of things that you're putting in your body in terms of drugs, to make sure that you are staying hydrated and that there are no problems with your vocal folds. If you have acid reflux, so heartburn, please make sure that you have that treated by your GP. And if you're on any prescription drugs, please discuss with your GP if that might have any drying effects or any effects on your vocal folds prior to undertaking the exercises that are illustrated in these videos. As part of vocal hygiene, please consider giving up smoking as well. The NHS has excellent programs for smoking cessation, including using gums and other techniques. Smoking puts particulate matter and hot smoke across the vocal folds and dries them out. It also prevents the cilia, the little hairs that remove mucus from your vocal tract, and stops them from working, which is why you may experience a smoker's cough if you smoke. If you can't give up smoking, consider reducing the number of cigarettes that you smoke in a day and increasing your intake of water or other non-caffeinated liquids. A quick word about throat clearing. When you are thinking about your voice and when you are changing your voice and communication, it's common to start thinking, oh, I'll clear my voice ready for the exercises. Throat clearing, where you go is actually quite rough on your vocal folds. You are rubbing your vocal folds together in quite a rough way. That can lead to a cycle of irritation, throat clearing, irritation, throat clearing. This is very common if you have had a head cold, a throat infection, or suffer from hay fever, or any of those kind of things that might irritate the lining of the throat also. Here are some techniques to try and help break the throat clearing cycle. Number one, have a bottle or glass of water handy, and every time you feel that your throat is dry or uncomfortable, take a sip of water instead of throat clearing. Number 2, if you really feel you have to clear the throat, then take a deep breath in through the nose and huff out quite openly to clear the throat. So to demonstrate, okay, so the vocal folds will be nice and open, they're not being irritated or bashed together as they would be during throat clearing. Try those 2 simple techniques and also refer to vocal hygiene. So if you are a smoker or if you've been eating spicy foods, then you'll need to pay attention more to the vocal hygiene, which is also available as a download as a leaflet.